this is like fun with other, running friends. So I'm like, I'm going to do it because I knew it would put me in a good mood.
You are my BRF.
What's happening, Eric?
There for your victory lap.
Yeah.
Whoa!
How did that happen?
How did you do that?
And all of a sudden I go to zip it up and I'm like, why is the zipper in the front right now? 0 out of 10 on the recommendation scale.
I am literally crying from laughter and from so much love. Oh my God.
It's like I fought for your cornhole.
And he just smashed Arnie like that and said, you stay out of this, Arnie. And I thought,
I don't run to stay sober. I get to run because I am.
And there she was, a halo over her head.
No, it's not freaking true. Okay. And he steps to the side and just gestures. Here's the tinkle pot. I don't need to tinkle.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 181 of the On the Runs podcast. And happy Friday Eve, a very special bonus episode for you today as we have the winner of the New Hampshire 10 miler. But first, before I get to him, as badass as he is, I have to say hello to my kick-ass rock star of a co-host, 6-star Erica. What's up?
Hey, you guys. How can you talk about me when we have this awesome badass here who just kicks so much ass on the New Hampshire 10 miler course? Like, how can you even bother with me? We got somebody cooler. I want to introduce Mike Durkin to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome, Mike. So great to have you. You got that flowing hair. I saw the videos. You were just feeling it yesterday. It looked amazing, but I don't want to talk about the race yet. We're going to make this a special bonus episode. And we're talking a little bit on the phone. You got a New Jersey number, which is kind of funny because you live down in Mass, not Boston. But Mike, real quick, give us a little bit of tell us who you are. Give us an update. Like, let's pretend we're live at the race, but I want to know about you first.
Yeah, we could do like a day later post-race interview right now.
Yeah.
Mike Durkin from greater Boston area, grew up in Hingham, went to UNC Charlotte, ran with them for 4 years, just living in Cambridge right now and racing as fast as I can.
Is that your
pretty
thing?
Fast from what we know.
Like, is this a thing you're doing every day? Like, you're training for races like this or for winning? Are you a professional runner? I don't know, man. This is the first time we met.
I don't really know either. Isn't there kind of a strange, blurry, like there's a really wide gray zone between an amateur and then like a professional runner you see like last name bib in the Boston Marathon, you know?
I got you there because the pros have their first if they want it, right? Or no, the opposite. I forget.
I mean, Des does.
Des does.
I mean, Des has hers. And so I guess it's all what you want.
But I get that.
Yeah.
There's a cuff, like maybe, okay, so I'm going to go back. We have a friend of the pod, Mark Dubrick, and I think he was on that cuff for a while before he came pro. Like, is that a goal of yours? Like, you don't know yet, or are we trying to get there?
I don't know that I'm trying to get there. I mean, I wouldn't like stop myself from getting there, but I don't know. I have a day job as well, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I absolutely love this sport, and like I can't picture my life without it. So I feel like I live the life of a pro without like getting paid by a major brand.
Okay.
So it's like,
yeah,
you get all the downside.
We
and
can
none
work
of the
on that
upside
for
at
you,
the
though.
end of the day.
We can get
We're
you
gonna
paid.
manifest.
Yeah, we'll manifest it. We'll manifest those brands out there for you. Well, maybe I'm jumping way too far ahead, Mike. Maybe what I should do is I should go back, as we like to say, go in the DeLorean and hit 88, or as Erica likes to do. Let's like, when did you find running? I think like, did this go all the way back to elementary school for you?
It did. It went probably as early as like I could run.
Wow.
It's such a good feeling. The racing itself, I think, started around 5th or 6th grade. But I was doing every sport. Like, I don't know, myself and everybody that grew up in my neighborhood was just like, we do soccer in the fall, we do baseball and lacrosse in the spring, tennis in the winter and summer, and basketball like whenever we can, just like 20 sport kid.
The usual, right? Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, it just parents want to get rid of you mostly, so they just throw you in whatever, and they'll drive to get some peace and quiet for an hour and a half, whatever the practice is. But I wasn't really talented at any of them, aside from being fast. And so, if you're not good at soccer other than being faster than everybody, if you just subtract the ball in 2 nets, you're left with like cross country. And so it kind of was a natural progression from that to, something that requires slightly less coordination and a little bit more just like nose to the grindstone attitude, I guess.
So when you were growing up, did you prefer more of the cross country stuff, or were you like a track guy?
I think I still do prefer more cross country. I like the variables. Like you can have plenty of fun stuff happen on the track, right? People fall all over the place, or whatever else. But the unpredictability of a cross country course and a cross country race itself, like, I don't know that there's anything like that. It's also a good part of the country to run cross country in, right? Like going out into the woods and fall in
hills everywhere.
New England.
Yeah, roots that jump out at you. I personally enjoyed cross country better when it was in the fall, so it was cool. And I didn't love running on the track. So there's a lot of these, like Manchester has a famous cross country course. And we were talking to John Mortimer recently, and John talked about how cross country didn't actually matter about the time. It was about the course and how you could attack it. Maybe you had a flat course and some fast runners really excel, but then maybe you had a hilly course and the stronger runners excel because of the hills and stuff and the technicality. And that's why I seem to like it better than Erica here, who just likes flat, simple, no roots that jump at you. But you're from Massachusetts, so you probably ran a lot of Massachusetts cross country races. What were some of the more popular places in Mass to run on the trails?
Oh, it's not trails, but I have distinct memories from Rentham. It's a big. Are you guys familiar with it? It's essentially the track.
That's all I know.
They do have outlets, but there's a really big field that they have there. I don't know what the course is called aside from Rentham. That's just what we called it. But it's essentially the track of cross country races, and they have just a massive field with like small rolling hills. And everybody's like spectators always loved it because you could see every second of the race. But like, I always loved cross country because you couldn't see every second of the race and you kind of got your alone time. So yeah.
Okay.
But they always used to host like regionals or I guess divisionals, whatever like states was in high school. So
it legit is a field. This is it right here.
Did you just pull it up?
Yeah. Is this it right here that I'm sharing on the screen? You're just running in circles on this field. So you're saying you did not love this course?
Well, it's a love-hate relationship. It's a fast one. It doesn't have any massive like bear cage hill climb like you do in Franklin Park. But if it rained the night before, you can see all those switchback turns that were just like brutal. You're praying to the heavens that your spikes hold up, or you switched them the night before and they're extra sharp. And so you're not like slipping on grass, especially if you're one of the later races and like the course is completely chewed up. It's
got to be epic for spectators because this is a gigantic field. You do 3 loops and it's 3 miles. So essentially like each loop's a mile here, and you even make some S's and everything. So it's got to be fantastic for spectators. That's wild. I've never heard of this course. So and you said it's rolling hills.
Slightly, yeah. In the back, which is the bottom of that screen right there.
Interesting.
Very cool. I always loved the Manchester one. And also there's one in Thetford, Vermont. We would always go to the Thetford Invitational. And it was in the woods, but it would have some of these big hills. And I love the hills because I was not a fast runner at all. I'm still not a fast runner today. But I've never struggled on hills like others. Like, so some people might run really fast and be ahead of me. I would always catch them on the hills, and I was better at the downhill. If it got flat again, they would fly by me. But that was what I enjoyed. I enjoyed the challenge. And that's maybe why I hated the track, because it was flat and everyone could see me. And I didn't love that.
Mm-hmm. You must have loved the race on Saturday then.
Yeah. Erica, what I've always said. It's one of my favorites. It was one of my favorites.
Bills.
How did you find out? Let's get to that. Let's jump there. How did you find out about the New Hampshire 10 miler? Like, what attracted you to this race?
Yeah, what attracted me initially was it was on the USATF circuit, I believe, 2 summers ago. And so there were some really big names there, like I was like 10th, 15th place a couple years ago. But what kept me coming back, including this recent year, is the course itself. Like I love how intentionally brutal they made it, including that little part where you do like the optional road, right? Where you take a right and you do almost a switchback to just get one more climb and then back down. And it's like, oh, thank you. We didn't get enough elevation. I needed just one additional hill on the side.
So you mentioned that this is not your first New Hampshire 10 miler. How did you do this weekend compared to some of your other performances?
Yeah, this weekend was a good one. I don't know if it's my training or just it was a nice, cool morning and the stars aligned, but it was a 1:05 course PR.
Wow.
For the entire course.
Congratulations.
Just personally. Just personally.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a minute and 5 seconds.
One because it's not coming back from what we've been told.
Still
that would be
amazing.
That would be next level.
Well,
thank you.
Let's break it down. Let's do that. Let's break it down. It's nice actually that we're doing this after. I can look at all these stats and break it down. We're going to split it into 3 because that's how Millennium Running's website splits it into. So split 1 was 3.6 miles. You ran that in 18:12, by the way, at a 5:04 pace. Not a big deal. How was
I
that?
only cackle because I'm like, holy shit.
How
Good
was
job.
that first 3.6 miles? Like when you started, like paint us a picture here. Were people sticking with you? Were you in the lead the entire time? Tell us about that first segment.
Yeah, for sure. I'll start at the very beginning. We started at like a brisk jog, and I felt really antsy for like probably 200 meters, and then I just let that feeling take over, and I was like, no, I'm gonna go. So it separated after about 400 meters into the race, which for 10 milers like 1%. But I would say that first 3.5-ish was definitely the most enjoyable. Like from a pure enjoyment, you get one of those really big hills where you can't see the top. And other than that, it's like your body temperature's still low. You're not like sweating into your own eyes yet. The sun is still like peeking out behind the trees, but it's still kind of low. And like John was in the lead car next to me. And I was like looking over like, hey, John, nice to see you again. Like it was very fun.
Well, actually, that was a question I had here because there's this video of you and it looks like you're flying. The lake's just to your side. Your hair is flowing. And I was going to ask like, kind of like, what's that like having the lead vehicle, that probably that beautiful AutoFair Honda SUV following you, but not just following you, but alongside you. And you know, they're making content right now of you winning this race.
It feels cool. It feels, it almost feels like they're running right alongside you. Like I have somebody to chat with over here. How's it going,
That's so
guys?
cool. You're even chatting with them at a 5:04 pace for that matter. You're just like, what's up, John? How you doing? How's the family and kids?
Well, that's the key to a race that is that difficult in the back half. Like staying conversational for the first 30-40% of it is the only way you're going to maintain any pace on. Like we climbed 600-700 feet of elevation gain across 10 miles. That is no joke.
Yeah. At a 5:04
That's why it's not
pace.
my favorite race.
Well, the
So
other thing I wanted to ask you actually is, do you actually get to enjoy the scenery when you're racing? You're not just running, you're racing. When you're racing at a 5-minute pace here and you're focused, like, what's your mind on? Is it in the scenery or like, oh, that's a really nice sunset or that's a really nice lake? Or are you ever thinking like, how big of a buffer am I building here between the guy behind me and the guy behind him?
It's a good question. I don't think I've ever thought of it until now or had anybody ask me that question. I don't enjoy the scenery at all when I'm racing.
Oh, so you're laser focused.
I have distinct memories. Unfortunately, yeah, because especially that course is like stunning. It's around like the most perfect lake at like sunrise in Manchester, New Hampshire, in an August morning. Like I remember seeing the lake on my right at around like 2.5 miles, but like I almost didn't process it because I'm just one foot in front of the other, trying to stay as calm as possible and essentially like keep your mind as blank as possible, it actually helps preserve energy. The less you can think, the better.
So Mike, you get laser focused when you're running, and you're in lead at this point, a few miles in. Are you ever finding yourself like looking over your shoulder, or does that totally derail your focus?
It will depend on the race. It does derail your focus, but sometimes, like, especially if you're racing for place or if there's like podium money on the line, what derails your focus more is the mystery. Is somebody 3 seconds behind me? It's just far enough where I wouldn't be able to hear their footsteps, but that would be a serious threat, especially if you know on the inside, you're like, I took that last hill too hard. Like, I'm in trouble right now. If
Right.
somebody's close to me, I need to know where they are. But I'm typically not checking my shoulder a ton. Yeah.
Probably smart.
Gotcha.
Probably, especially like if you ever at one point kind of like, I do know sometimes in races a lot, call it an Ironman because I've done a couple Ironmans. You might have people there and they'll kind of feed you what's going on already, right? And maybe that can really play games with you if you know. And sometimes maybe just not knowing is better, and you don't know that, and you don't know that you are already crushing it. And you could probably save a little. It's a game. It's a 50-50. Like, it works for some people, it doesn't work for others. And it seems the best thing for you to do is not to look back and race your own race, which is probably the smart move.
I was talking with my coach after this race because he called me. He's like, "What was that? You killed that." I was like, "Thanks, man." And he always asked me, like, "Did you learn anything?" And that was one of the main things we talked about, was almost not responding to other people's moves during races. Like, if you have somebody that you know is racing and you know they're fast and you almost put your own little mental target on their back and you're like, man, I would love to beat that person, and you see him take off up a hill, your first instinct is, I mean, it's a race. Like, I got to go with this guy. And I think I've actually gotten myself into a lot of trouble doing that before. And I think for the future, I'm going to stop doing that and trust myself and my own racing tactics to, in this example, like, try to reel them back in by the end, right? Hope that hill killed them as much as it would have killed me if I went with them, and then figure out what I can do in the last 2 miles.
Smart.
Good
That's
call.
smart.
That's very smart.
Kind of racing your own race, reacting to the way your body's reacting and what your body's telling you to do and how your legs feel. Smart. We'll never run that fast, so we don't know.
Yeah. It's a unique feeling, but I have to say it's objectively a terrible experience. Like, it you guys race, like,
Yeah.
it's not the most fun thing. You kind of feel like you're on fire.
Sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, let's jump into segment 2 here. So segment 2 brings us up to 5 miles. So it's 3.6 to mile 5. This is that hill on 121. You're going away from the lake. You don't see it anymore, which you weren't watching anyways. And you run this massive hill. And it's not just any hill, because it goes up and up and up, flattens out, and then it's up again. It's like a sneak attack. You think it's over. It's not.
Pretty sure that's my least favorite hill out of all of them.
You did this at a 5:12. So, you slowed down a little bit. What happened?
The hill happened, right?
Yeah.
If I were to try and keep that pace, it's kind of like what we were just talking about a second ago. I feel like if I tried to run 5 flat up that, the last 2 miles would have been 6 flat. Like,
how do you approach it? Like, do you go a day before and drive the course? Do you know when a hill is coming up? Like, okay, this is how I'm going to attack a hill. What's your game plan?
For this one, I mean, this course is burned into my memory, so I remembered each and every one of those, including I remembered the specific detail of the 3 hills where you can't see the top from where you are on the road, because I do hate that. Whether I know how long it is or not, I'm like, really, like, it goes beyond the tree line.
Yeah.
So,
it's no joke.
But yeah, I think the main thought there is just to maintain your, what would you call it? Like, almost your perceived effort. So keep the gas pedal pushed down the exact same amount and let yourself slow down, but just keep pressing the same amount, and you will slow down naturally, but that way it'll be a lot easier to pick right back up to the same pace after. Because if you try to really push into it, all of a sudden you reach the top of the hill and you're like, I have 6 more miles to go. And I wasted a ton getting up this thing like this much faster.
Right.
Yeah. Not worth it in the long run.
There's this feeling, and I love when I have this feeling. It's when I have the energy at the top of a hill to keep going at the pace I was going at before the hill. And that's kind of like what I strive for, because then if I don't have that energy, I know I overdid it.
And that's at mile 4 or 5. That's a tough feeling.
Yeah.
And it's a 10-mile race.
Absolutely. So segment 3 here. Now everything shows you're in first place. So we know like you crushed it. But again, you're not looking back. Are you at all thinking about it? Like, how far back is this guy? Or does this guy have more in the tank? Or are you still just focused on just yourself?
Focus the most on myself at that point. I mentioned the little U-turn. It gives you a good peer into the people behind you, because you go up that road and then right back down. So you can see who's on your tail. Not the people that are closest if you're like in a pack,
right?
But you can get a good idea of it.
At that point, where was he?
It's tough to tell. Maybe 200, 300 meters back.
Okay.
So, a threatening position, right?
Still a threat, yes.
Yeah, definitely. But I was feeling confident and calm, and that's like exactly what you want to be feeling going into the third leg of a race. If you're not panicked and you're not like second guessing yourself, you're basically in the best position possible.
Is this a feeling you're used to? Have you been in this position before, like winning a race and having to do this, or is this somewhat new to you?
It is somewhat new. I'd say I fall victim to the worrying about what other people are doing during a race and letting it impact me mentally and physically. And I think there's a lot of that I think stems from college running. So like UNC Charlotte, Division I school in the South region for cross country, you were competing against the Tar Heels, Duke. We would go up to Notre Dame to race like the people that are going to be the best runners in the world in 2 to 3 years, if they're not already. And in those environments, you're kind of trained to respond to people because it can bring breakout performances out of you. But I think right now, especially in the longer distances, finding ways to settle into your own headspace is going to be like, I'm excited to keep experimenting with this in future races.
Quick question to not derail the whole conversation, but what is your favorite distance to race?
It's something I go back and forth with. I love 10 mile and I love half marathon. And the only reason I don't say anything longer than that is because I haven't ventured up there yet. I'm kind of like collecting them as I go. Like I'm happy enough with my 5K time, so I'm going to start trying to run 10Ks fast. Happy enough with that time and feel like you gave it all you got. I feel like I've unlocked 10 milers and I can start trying to like hammer fast ones there and then move on. So I'm kind of playing in like that 10-mile half marathon space, and we'll say a tie for first because they're different races, but that's
interesting.
Similar.
So you've never done a marathon?
I've run 26.2, but nothing organized, just like for fun.
So you're working your way up and you're patient. You're not worried about it. And I love that. You're kind of just like clicking one thing off at a time here. It seems like, I know you work a full-time job, but just like this podcast for us, not going to lie, we care about more than our full-time jobs. And that's how you probably treat running. And so we don't know what the end goal is here. It'd be nice to have the sponsors and get paid one day. Who knows? Maybe win a marathon, maybe Olympic trials or something like. There's endless opportunities, it seems, for you. But you're patient and you're taking your time and you're just focusing on the next thing.
I think it helps you keep the love for the sport too. And there's a whole other aspect here that's so beautiful, right? Like I'm 27. I finished grad school like 3.5, 4 years ago at this point. If I was an NFL running back, I would be the oldest NFL running back that's on a starting lineup. And I didn't look that up beforehand, but I'm just guessing. But like,
I think you're pretty accurate.
I would imagine, right? Like, like take any position really. Like running is such a beautifully longitudinal sport. You see Kipchoge breaking 2 in the marathon at, what was he, 39, 40? I forget
Something like
exactly,
that.
but like
He's incredible.
it's an age that almost no other sport, but it's not just him like, he is incredible. I totally believe you, but like we get to enjoy competing and improving for so much longer than so many other sports. And I feel like a lot of runners don't like mention that enough or kind of take it for granted. I'm so excited for racing into my 30s and into my 40s and just continuing to. So I feel like I'm saving
That's
it
awesome.
as like a special little
Yeah.
treat for then.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. By the way, the correct answer is 34. He was 34 when he broke his first sub 2. Quick website I found. It's incredible. It's called google.com. You should check it out.
Yeah.
It's great. So let's
I should have gotten my facts straight.
Yeah. No. Hey, dude, you listen to this podcast more. We get a lot of facts wrong, and we always correct ourselves on the Google machine. So, but anyways, the end of the race, you get that last third final hill. You know what I like about that hill is there's this guy who has the house at the top, and in the house is a Corvette, and it says Gatorade Dual 125, which is the Daytona 500 qualifying races, and it's a Corvette, and the license plate says "Won It." And I always tell people when you see the Corvette, the Gatorade Corvette at the top of the hill, that's the top of the hill. You made it. So you just hit the top of this hill. Now you got a long stretch downhill, 1 mile downhill. How you feeling?
Pretty bad after the hill, honestly. I thought I would have more to give in that last mile, but something about that 9th mile hill and how they're staggered throughout the race. You have one at 1 mile, one at 4 miles. You have a little one at 6, a massive one at 7, a massive one at 9, and you're in the home stretch. Even though you are staring straight downhill and then at a long flat to the finish, like, you know, the terrible running is over. It was still, I mean, it's a real grind at the end there.
My question, so we know how bad the uphills are for most of these, but I recall there being one very intense downhill, and I think it was right after the mile 7 hill or something like that. How was that treating you? Because I know a lot of times like that can blow out your quads. Like that could just throw off rhythm too.
It was funny. I was almost laughing to myself during that segment because I'm in super soft super shoes, right? That aren't necessarily the most stable thing in the world. And you're battling these brutal hills, the uphills, right? That are just killing your hamstrings and quads as well. And you're finally looking forward to the downhill. And you almost have to like put the brakes on to a point that you're exerting more effort running down this hill than you would if it was just flat. And you're like I was thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, you just can't catch a break in this sport. Like, it's unbelievable.
There's got to be some appreciation for that though. Like, this is a challenge.
Oh, I love running downhill, but it's just like, I feel like I have to be like, whoa. And like, it is hard to keep your balance and keep running like correctly instead of like overcompensating.
I'm with you there, but I appreciate the challenge of the up and down, the course being different. That's kind of why I said earlier, I love the cross country versus the track. And it's just to say, listen, I don't want to put down like, I'm going to go Ironman here. My buddy Scott did Ironman Cozumel. It was flat. It was fast. It was amazing. Great accomplishment. But I think it was so much cooler when he can say that he crushed Ironman Mont Tremblant in Quebec. Super hilly. Hills are so steep that my watch paused when I did the race because I was moving that slow uphill on my bike. Like that kind of a challenge. I think these are the courses I love because of that. Like flat is just, I'm gonna lie, it's a little boring. This is my favorite course, one of my favorites of all time.
Well, here's the difference between the people that just do it for the time and the people that do it for the experience, right? If you want a great cross country time, you're going to Pancake Flat. If you want to really have like, that was a true pure race.
Yeah.
You want something with hills.
Yeah. Something with a challenge that really challenges yourself and your competition. And maybe just because I felt like when I could do it, that's how I excel. Maybe that's why I like it. I don't know. But we're talking about you because you're the winner. You crossed the finish line at an amazing 52 minutes and 8 seconds. And why I think that's amazing is because when I got the little rap sheet about everything to expect. There's going to be 1,400 runners. This is where we park. This is where the tents are set up. This is where the porta potties are. This is what time the race starts. Projected time of the finisher. They missed it by 8 seconds. They said 52 minutes, and you were right there, 52:08. You're crossing the finish line. Did John and Millennium have they must have had the tape, right? The tape that goes across. And when you cross it, do you let it break or do you grab it with your hands?
I went hands up. I think it was my first time ever breaking held tape. So I just kind of my mind reverted to what I've seen other people do, which is just kind of the hands up approach. But then as it hit my stomach, I was like, am I about to trip on this? It's going to hit my stomach and then fall to my feet. Is my first moment of not racing going to be just pancaking onto the cement? But I did it. Everything was fine.
That's amazing. So you know how there's a long stretch there? You make that huge corner. You got that long stretch. What's that crowd like? Is it busy right then with a lot of people? Do you hear Jamie on the microphone? Do you hear DJ Darren Roy playing the tunes? Can you even remember what song he was playing? Or is John calling you in? What's that final stretch like?
I can't remember what song was playing. I remember it was perfect for my cadence, though. I can hear the beat still in my head. And I remember hearing him say my name, and that kind of gives you that little boost for the last 10 seconds. You're like, oh man, this is awesome. He just yelled my name to all these people that are standing around with DJ's got the music blasting and everybody's just so
cool.
Oh my God, here's the first guy. It's yeah,
that's so cool.
It's a very, very fun experience.
We are so incredibly proud of you, Mike. That is just an epic performance. Just knowing how incredibly difficult that course actually is. John may be a little sadistic for actually creating that course in the first place, but you
I love him for it.
Absolutely crushed it. And we are sending you so many congratulations for it.
Yeah, it was incredible, dude. My final question, actually, we're going to ask you our final two big questions we ask every guest. But my final question is, what goes on after the race? When you cross that finish line, are you focused on your cool down, or do you have to go and do in NASCAR, they do the hat dance. They all have to wear every sponsor's hat. What's going on after the race for someone who just won?
I mean, immediately after the race is just try to feel normal again as quick as possible. So hands on the knees until my breathing slows down a little bit. Immediately water, electrolytes, anything to start replenishing because you're just so depleted. Quick podium picture. And then if I have a bunch of friends around, chat with them. If not, I'll find one or two guys I know and we'll just catch up on a cool down. We did 5-6 miles with my buddy Brendan after the race.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
Just
running the
miles.
running the little trails in the area. That's Erica and I were talking before this. We were saying it's our favorite warm up and cool down course because they have that little soft surface rail trail right there. And it's stunning.
Well, congratulations, man. I mean, you absolutely crushed it. Fantastic. Well done. Erica, why don't you go ahead with your final question for Mike?
Sure thing. So I wish you remembered the name of the song that you were coming through because I feel like it would be perfect. But we have a Spotify playlist and we like to invite our guests to add a song to it. And I feel like whatever it was would have been perfect. Maybe we'll do some research and see if there's a video. But
DJ Darren Roy, what was
other
it?
Than that one? Yeah. Is there a song that you would like to add to our playlist?
That's a good question. It is that one. I can't think of it. I could even pull up the video. I could pull up the video on my phone right now and hold it to Shazam or whatever and figure it out.
We're gonna find out. We got connections. We're gonna call DJ Darren Roy. We're gonna go, we need you to go back. What did you play when Mike crossed the line? Because I don't know. Maybe it's always the same song. We should have asked him that when he was on the podcast earlier this year. Maybe he always plays the same song for a winner, right? Who knows? He probably has a couple different winning songs. It would have been great. We'll find it and we'll add it. But I will ask you my final question, and I kind of came up with a second one after that. But On the Runs this year is hosting a massive pasta dinner, and it's going to be amazing. The guest list so far is incredible. You are welcome to come, and you get to bring a +1. You can bring anyone in the world, alive or dead, but not anyone from your family. Who are you going to bring to our pasta dinner?
Wow. This is such a This is a cerebral one. I came prepared to chat running. I don't know if I even want to stay in the same theme.
It's a good call because some people have thought about that and they went that direction. Like I'll give you, like we have Lewis Hamilton is coming. Jesus is coming. The Obamas are coming. We got some cool people.
That's very
You
creative.
take anyone.
One guy invited a very, very bad guy who died a long time ago, and I don't think we're going to invite that bad guy. But like, they even went in that direction
He's not.
because they're like,
Yeah,
I
he
would love to
doesn't-
talk to him and hear why he killed millions of people.
Yeah, if we're thinking about the same person, he does not deserve pasta dinner. But
Exactly.
I want to go in a direction that is like showing somebody kind of in a Jesus way, like somebody that definitely didn't have pasta because it was so long ago. Like I want like a Greek philosopher, like a Confucius or something. Somebody that's just gonna like, he's gonna give us a wealth of like, here's my thoughts on pasta and how it changed my life just having it for one time. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because it's going to be the best pasta in the world. We're going to get the best cook in the world to come and cook it for us. It's going to be great. And if we ever really do one, Mike, you're welcome to come.
I would love to. I'll cook it for you. I
Yes.
love cooking pasta.
All right. Yes, I love it. I love it. Hey, I did think of this last one because I made a comment earlier, and either I'm jealous of your head of hair or I'm not. I don't know, but I always like to make comments about my beautiful bald head, my shaved head.
Oh, you're funny.
Like when you go running, does your hair get in the way? Do you have to do things to this hair? Because in that video, man, it was flowing. Like, tell us the hair routine for a race.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've been growing and cutting my hair in pretty much a continuous cycle for my entire life. I've donated 2 like long heads of hair to Locks of Love for making wigs
you.
for like chemotherapy patients.
Love it.
Honestly, the
amazing.
synthetic hairs now have gotten good enough that I don't even need to do it anymore, but it's just a habit.
Yeah.
And so like,
It's
why
amazing.
not?
It's so nice.
Any longer than this, you kind of have to do something with it. But right now, aside from like the really windy days in Boston, it kind of behaves. I always find running to be a great way to get rid of like the Einstein head of hair that I wake up with in the morning. Cause like the sweat and the wind will kind of put it back where it should be. And I can just like hop on a work meeting and I don't look like I got hit by lightning. So yeah.
Amazing. Amazing, man. Well, it was maybe one of my first observations when I saw that video. And it must have been John or someone from the Lenny team in that truck. Such cool stories, man, behind the scenes of your race, a little bit of the details of everything that went into it. And I love that you gave us little snippets there of like, you saw John in the car, you're like, hey, what's up? How you doing? And that just means you were in the zone. You were feeling it. This was great. Promise me one thing. This was a short 30-something minute quick episode race recap, but I know you ran at UNC Charlotte. I used to live in Charlotte, right? I love the area down there. Great little city, also known as the Queen City. Fun fact, just like Manchester. And we want to hear like more about you, your whole running career. So we'd love to have you come back on the pod one day. You're in Boston. It would be actually kind of cool as we're doing this more and more. We're getting better with in-person interviews. We'd love to do it in person with you. We'd love to have you back on the pod one day and hear the rest of the story.
I would be honored. This was so much fun.
This was wicked cool. We are so proud of you. I mean, like we said, that course is no joke, and you just completely crushed it. So we wish you the best of luck for the rest of your racing season. We hope you can break more tape and just keep that head of hair flowing. So congratulations again. And yeah, keep crushing it.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you, Mike. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed that. The winner of the AutoFair New Hampshire 10-miler, Mike Durkin, on the On the Runs podcast. Mike, thanks so much for coming on the pod, man. And pod fam, I'm sure you're wondering why I am thanking Mike and doing the outro and not Erica, because we completely forgot to do it the other night when we were recording and I was editing. I was like, oh no, we forgot an outro. But hey, I'm a quick thinker and I got a special co-host, a sub in. Some might say she is everyone's favorite co-host, more popular than Erica herself. I have Adaline back on the pod. What's up, Adaline?
Nothing really except for school just started. Very, very depressing.
What? It's supposed to be fun and exciting. School started today, was the second day of school. Yesterday was the first day, and you know what I love most about school?
What?
I get to bring you every day. There's no school bus for you. I drop you off, and that's my favorite thing about school is that I get to drop you off.
That is pretty fun.
It is pretty fun. And it's like not a short drive. It's a 25-minute drive.
Yeah, it's really long.
I know. And when we get traffic, we're like, oh, but guess what? Hey, 2 days in a row, we have left at the time we wanted to leave, which is 7:50 in the morning. Last year, we always left at 8:15, and we'd be one of the last ones to roll in. Now we're leaving at 7:50 because I can get you there as early as 7:20. We've been getting there before that, and we're waiting in line. That's actually kind of impressive. And you know who else likes that?
Who?
My work, because I'm there earlier. But hey, school shouldn't be depressing. It should be fun. What did you learn today?
Well, we did a little bit of math, but we didn't learn any math. We did a lot of reviewing math. We got a little more into the school part than just saying what we should be doing at the time, but instead doing other stuff.
Nice. What grade are you in now?
I am in 4th.
You are in 4th, yes. Well, I hope you enjoy school. It shouldn't be depressing. It should be fun. And you get to do recess still. Like, that was so cool. And you're going to have a lot of fun this year. I know you're going to do well in school. But you just started school. There's a lot that went on over the summer. Let's review your summer real quick. How was your summer?
It was very good. I did my triathlon that I do every year. This would be my 3rd year. And I also did the Manchester 5K. And I did 2 plays, the Addams Family, which was last week, and Junie B. Jones.
Yeah, you did amazing because in Junie B. Jones, you had an amazing role and you had lines and you just crushed it out there. But you know what was funny about Junie B. Jones?
What?
You were the girl who didn't like cheerleaders.
Yeah.
And you even had to say like cheerleaders, ew, gross, right? Can you do your line, do it in the same way you did it during the show?
So this girl said, who cares about blah, 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 blah. I'm going to be the cheer captain. And I said, who wants to be a stupid old cheerleader when I'm going to be crowd control? I already have a badge, so all I need is a stick to poke people with and a gas mask.
And let me tell you, you just had to remember that from like 2 months ago, but you absolutely aced it on stage. And she did it with some sass, and she's looking at the crowd. And every time you do something on stage, the crowd has a reaction. It's great.
But the funny thing is, I also had to end up being a cheerleader in it. So
That's right. And you did some cheer moves. In fact, when you do these shows now, they have you like show off your aerial and some cool things. And the whole entire crowd just starts going like, yeah, they're much louder than that. They are cheering loud, and they're just like, wow, amazing, unreal. We had a fun summer. You also went camping. You did a lot of beach days, lake days, your Mondays with Mom and the boys and Brittany and their kids. It's like it's an epic girls' day, and the boys just join you. Like that was your Mondays. It's a thing now. 2 summers in a row, you have these epic beach Mondays.
They're really fun.
They are really fun. Yeah, I joined you on a couple of them because I was jealous.
Yeah.
But you teased, you did a triathlon for the 3rd year in a row, and you did the 5K. So let's start triathlon. What do you remember from that day?
Well, I remember having to go against my best friend Nettie and her brother, so that was fun. She totally placed above me because she's way faster. But I won 8th place in my division, and I had a lot of fun, except for the swimming. I felt like I was going a little slower on my swimming because I don't think my goggles were tight enough. So when I was swimming, they fell off like the second I got into the pool. So I had to swim without my goggles on, so I had to keep on like looking to see if I was at the edge so I didn't hit my head. Because without goggles, I usually start swimming like sideways instead of forwards. So that was pretty hard. But the biking was probably my best one, but since the running was the last one, I felt more tired because biking like works your legs mainly, and running also does. So it was harder, and I felt like I was going really slow, but everyone says that I went fast.
Guys, she was running like a 7:10. Okay. She felt like she was going slow. She ran a 7:10 or something in that range. It was incredible. She came, it's a 1 mile bike and a half-mile run and 1 lap in the pool, right? So it's only half a mile. And she did it in like 3 minutes and 20 seconds or something like that. But she crushed it. Like it was her every split was her fastest from the previous 2 years. You absolutely crushed it. And you finished strong. And you had a blast after. Like you had a smiley. Well, actually, I remember, guys, check out the vlog because it's vlog number 2.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. That was fun. We're learning how to vlog. It's an experiment. It's in practice. But that was fun.
It was really fun.
Yeah. It added an element to it. And even the staff there thought it was super cool. And they jumped on the pod and wanted to talk. And then everyone got to see you at the raffle night from the night before, helping me out. Like, you're my little helper. I love it. You're my little helper, and you're my podcast co-host when Erica's not around or when I forget to do the outro. That's my fault. I'm going to take ownership in that because I didn't properly do the show notes to say, oh, we got to do the outro for Mike's episode that drops on Thursday. Oopsie. But then you ran the Delta Dental Corporate 5K.
Yeah.
And that was so cool. Tell me what you remember from that day.
I remember showing up and looking for my dad's friend group. And right when I got there and I saw pterodactyl, when I saw her, I told her this burn/joke I've been dying to tell her.
Burn.
Ever since.
What's the joke?
Okay. So I thought one day, wait, if she calls herself a pterodactyl, she's technically calling herself old. Because pterodactyls are a dinosaur and they're old. They technically are extinct. So she's calling her stinky because extinct smells like stink. And she's also calling herself old. So.
Burn. You got her good. And we saw her the other day. We did a flyby. Remember? She's at the golf course.
Oh, yeah. I think I was driving to cheer practice.
Yeah.
And we saw her.
We pulled a Yui and then another Yui so you could stick your head out the window. And what do you say?
Pterodactyl, you rock. And you're old.
I heard her. So she's a coach. And I heard her team, the players that she coaches in golf, looked at her and go, did that girl just call you old? And Tara goes, well, yeah, I guess I am kind of old. All right, but how'd the 5K go?
The 5K, running was really good and fun. I think I ran pretty fast on that one. My stomach started hurting a couple of the times.
Code Brown?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Not yet.
No.
Girls don't do that.
And my dad taught me a trick to do when I'm running for a long time and I get hot. You know how they give you water to drink?
Yes.
I pour it on my head.
Yes, that's awesome. And remember the sprinklers?
Oh yeah. There were sprinklers there for people's yards, and I think we're allowed to run in that. I'm not sure if we were.
Oh, we are. Oh yeah.
Well, there was a couple that was personally in people's yards.
I think they turned them on just for us.
Yeah, but I ran through all of them except for maybe 2.
Oh, and it was fun.
Yeah.
Did it cool you off?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you ran your first mile at a 9:20, and then that's fast. And then we took a walking break, and then you ran another mile, probably just a little slower. But you took a break after every mile, and then right before the hill at the end of the race, we took one more walking break. So you only took 3 walking breaks from what I remember. And that's going to be on the next vlog that will hopefully be dropping when everyone's listening right now.
Yeah.
It'll be up soon. That's a fun one. That's a real fun one because at the 5K, man, you were crushing it. And there was, how many people were there?
Almost 4,000 people. And how many people were in my division?
I don't remember, but you finished 5th.
Yeah, I finished 5th place in my division. It was the youngest you can do it to 18.
Which is super impressive because, oh, really?
Yeah.
It was 0 to 18?
Yeah.
I got to double check to confirm that.
I think it was.
Holy cow.
And it was a lot of people. Mom says that there's most likely like 100 people because a lot of people do it.
In your division. Yeah. I'm gonna have to look into this. That's amazing considering in the triathlon you were 8th in your division.
Yeah, and there's less people.
Yeah. So, hey, one girl saw a picture I posted and it got a lot of comments, but this one I remember. And the girl goes, I looked at her at the end of the race. I saw her and I just go, damn, she looks speedy. You fit the part. Like, I don't know where you got it, but you dressed like a fast fit runner there. I got it. I
wore Nike Pros.
I know because you're a pro. You are a pro. You're going to be fast. You're going to be a lot faster than me one day. So are you going to do another 5K?
Yes.
Yes. All right, cool. Maybe we do one on Thanksgiving because they have the turkey trot. We were going to do it last year, but if you remember, it was like 30 degrees and raining. Yeah. So when we woke up, I was just like, you know what? I didn't want you to have a bad first experience.
Because I remember we were sleeping at Mim's house.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, we were at Mim's house and we were sleeping, and he said that we were doing like a race or something. And then when I woke up, it was like maybe 9:30, and you were gone. And I was like, Mom, where's Dad? And she said, oh, she went to the race because it was like raining, so he didn't want to bring you or something. I don't know.
That was 2 years ago. You're right. So the last 2 years for Thanksgiving, the weather was bad. This year, it's not going to be. It's going to be epic. It's going to be beautiful running weather for Thanksgiving. We're going to turkey trot 5K. You run in the baseball field, the one that we saw, that we go and watch and see the fireworks. You get to run in the field. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I can't wait. So that's going to be fun. And as I was saying earlier, I wanted your first to be a good experience. And I think waiting until the Cigna or the Delta Dental Elliott Corporate 5K, I think you had a good experience.
Yeah.
Because you want to do it again.
Yeah.
And you saw so many cool people. Remember, you saw Erica and Lindsay, Tara. You saw Jay.
Who's Jay?
Jay, my buddy Jay. He had the On the Runs t-shirt. We were hanging out with him after. He took our photo.
Oh, the tall, skinny guy with the big beard?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. What about Jay?
He's too tall.
He's too tall. Jay, you're too tall. I think I'm taller than Jay.
I think Jay's taller than you.
Maybe. Jay, how tall are you? Shoot me a text. Well, I'm so proud of you. You had an amazing summer. You did some cool things, triathlon, 5K. You did dance, and you did, because remember, you did that big dance thing in Rockport. You had dance nationals. We didn't even talk about that. Wow, you won nationals.
Yeah.
So cool. You did that, like, that was this summer, but it feels like so long ago. You did so much. You are so busy, girl. And now we're full into cheer season right now. And why don't we leave everyone and tell them about cheer? What is your theme?
This year, our theme is Spice Girls. And a couple people on our team got picked to be one of the Spice Girls. And I got picked to be Baby Spice. And I think we all knew that if I was one of them, I would be Baby Spice. Because I am the youngest on the team. I got moved up to this division because if I stayed on the team that is my division, I would have been stuck at level 1 for multiple years. And this year we're level 3, and I already have level 3 skills. And they didn't want
Girl got skills.
Yeah.
Well, cheer's going to be fun. We're going for nationals again and then globals. And let's not forget about skiing.
No, never.
We got to do a lot of skiing.
Yeah.
All right. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be fun, but you got to take us home, Adaline, because Erica's not here to do it.
Yeah, Erica.
You need to say 2 things. You need to say, you know we love you. Then I say my line, and then you say Erica's famous line. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to ace this on the first try. Here we go. Adaline, take us home.
You know we love you.
Don't fear the code brown.
And don't forget to stretch. But I always remember, but Erica doesn't.